Disclaimer: to protect the sender's identity and privacy, some information will be disguised. Hopefully, the following story can bring us lessons and entertainment.
Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Eka. I'm still 22 years old and I graduate from university in West Java area. I'm a mountaineer and I also have younger siblings named Dwi, who is also a mountaineer. Well, basically my whole family is a family of mountaineers. So my parents don't mind if their children like to go to the mountains during holidays. Cool family, huh? FYI, mountain climbing isn't as easy as you might think. There are many things you need to prepare for days in advance. Not just physically, but also in terms of supplies. Especially if you're a beginner in mountain climbing. It's recommended to go with someone experienced. You also need to maintain a good attitude during the climb. If not, well, you'll have to bear the consequences yourself. Attitude here refers to your behavior during the climb, how you speak and control your emotions. So try to not be reckless or speak rudely. There are many things beyond your imagination that you can encounter in the mountains, especially in Indonesian mountains. Today, I'm going to share a story of when I went to a mountain. Let's just call it Mount Chidori. Damn, Mount Chidori! So, my friends and I tried to climb that mountain. Long story short, we descended and climbed almost at dusk. And coincidentally, one of my friends got sick. Let's call her Yayu. So, I had to carry her. Then, I remembered what my mom said. She always advised us to complete the trip before Maghrib time, or at least stop at a shelter. Because from Maghrib to Isha is the transition of natural time. That's why supernatural beings tend to appear around Maghrib. Here in Indonesia, we have the myth that as children shouldn't play around during Maghrib, or they'll be abducted by a kalong wewe. But, well, it's up to you to believe it or not. Now, back to the story. During our walk down the mountain, our guide told us to let's just go straight. We just followed because we've been to Mount Chidori before. And the road was familiar. Also, our headlamp batteries were running low, so we were in a bit of a hurry. After walking for a while, we realized the path seemed a bit different. Turns out, we got lost. We were supposed to be heading to the shelter, but instead, we went deeper to the forest. We wanted to go back, but how? Plus, I was carrying my sick friend. My whole body felt numb all over. As we went deeper into the forest, everything started to become indistinct. I even feel like someone was watching me from the surroundings. Fortunately, there were other people behind us too. Oh, thank God, we're safe. Oh, that's what I thought. But turns out they were also in the same trouble. Jeez, they were lost too. Lost gang assemble. Damn! Fortunately, someone was shouting and looking for us, and we were saved from the forest. After we arrived at the base camp, the person who rescued us said that there were like a pair of glowing eyes in the middle of the forest. Maybe a tiger or something. And it also roared while we were lost in the forest. And supposedly, if we encounter something like that, never follow it, because it could be a bad spirit trying to harm us. Damn, that gave me disco goosebumps. Thank God, we're all still under God's protection. Legend has it, such spirit can burn us to ashes. Damn, thinking about it, this evil spirit kinda reminds me of Lord Ozai. Just burned everything. I don't want to go home just as ashes, you know? Although, I don't know if it's really a tiger or an evil spirit. Both are equally scary, to be honest. Alright, here's another story from my time as a seasoned mountaineer. Anyway, one day, Dwi, some friends, and I went to the Congratulations Mountain. Congratulations? Maybe you mean selamat? We set off as a group, and once again, someone fell sick. Actually, it's a common phenomenon that during a hike, someone always gets sick. That's why I said earlier that preparations needs to be thorough. It can't be half-baked unless we're cooking an egg. Just kidding. Alright, back to the topic. Because we never know what might happen in the mountains. Who knows? There might be an isekai gate, right? We never know. This time, the one who got sick is Benny, Dwi's friend. Benny has climbed Slamet Mountain several times before, but this time, the atmosphere was different. It was raining. You know how cold it gets in the mountains, especially when it's raining. We only bought a sleeping bag and a makeshift tent, and even Dewey had to sleep in a wet sleeping bag. Luckily, he used my jacket, so he was fine. On the other hand, I was only wearing a t-shirt, so not to act out or anything, I just prioritized my brother's safety. I'm a good brother after all. When it was already night, we were all asleep, and I woke up. I was at the corner. My brother was in the middle, and Benny was next to my brother. I woke up and was shocked to see Benny's body emitting smoke. It was really steamy. It's as if when you're taking a hot bath and the steam comes out. But it was cold at that time, and Benny just had a fever. How could he be steaming like that? I tried not to think about it and went back to sleep. Turns out, when I woke up, Benny's condition got worsened. Guys, I was started to get hypothermia too because I only slept in a shirt. Therefore, Dewey continued to the summit, while some people tried to bring Benny down from the mountain. At first, my friends, let's call him Koopa, and I were going to carry him, but they said Benny could still walk, so Benny walked ahead with Koopa while the rest of us watched over him from behind. Why did we put him in front? So we could keep an eye on him, rather than having him lag behind. He might get lost after all. As far as I could see, we were indeed descending the mountain. After a while, I felt like something was off with Benny, but I shrugged it off and continued down the mountain. Then we reached a junction. As far as I remember, the left side was the usual path, with traces like a trail because it's often used by trail bikers, while the right side was a cliff. But Benny turned right. I stopped for a moment and said to my friends, I don't think we should go right. Should we go left? Then my friend said, but Benny and Koopa are walking ahead and they know the way. Then another friend asked, so what do we do now? I say, let's go to the left. I think we should go to the left. I argued with my friends about which path to choose until one member of the group said, they've already descended, pointing to Benny and Koopa. So I swallowed my pride and followed Koopa and Benny. I trust Koopa knew the way, but the further we descended, the more I felt uneasy about the path. I don't think this is the way, I muttered to myself. Suddenly, I was startled by someone behind me asking, where is this path going? Then Koopa said, I don't know, Benny has been going downhill for a while. After that, we all stopped when Benny suddenly fell off the cliff. Damn it, what's wrong with that guy? We were all shocked. Wow, this isn't good. Just a little info. At night, our eyes adjust to the light entering them. So, to some extent, we're accustomed to the scenery in front of us, even with minimal lighting. If there was a path, there would still be visible grass or some sort of foothold. But the path Benny took was already broken, which means there was a cliff ahead. And Benny fell straight down without any hesitation. Because most of the group were experienced, we carried Benny, who had fallen to the bottom of the cliff. Luckily, the cliff wasn't too deep, so he was still safe, just unconscious. We treated him, and before long, Benny regained consciousness and asked, where am I? Dun dun dun. It was only then that we realized Benny had been possessed all this time. Because during the journey, Koopa said Benny didn't say anything, just kept walking with an empty expression. And he jumped down like Jeff Hardy. As it turned out, Benny didn't remember at all walking during this whole time. He only remembered suddenly being treated. Gosh, so his body was being controlled by a spirit this whole time. Finally, we all went back up to the junction. And this time, we took the path to the left with traces of trail bike tires. When we reached the base camp, that's when Benny told us that he had a wet dream while sleeping in the sleeping bag. Damn, how could he have a wet dream while climbing down a mountain? It's quite funny. I also told my brother about what happened to Benny, and they were shocked too. Because, you know, Benny had been to this mountain several times, so how could he get possessed now? Also, he said he was possessed by the spirit of someone who died on the mountain. Could it be that the deceased person want company? But, well, the cliff was shallow, so it seems like the ghost wasn't good at their job. Oh my, I shouldn't joke about it. So, my advice for those of you who like or want to climb mountains, please make sure you have a companion and prepare your body and supplies. Don't just act recklessly if you don't want anything bad to happen. We never know who or what's out there in the nature, so please pray. If you can, pray, okay? Understand? Remember, climbing mountain isn't about showing off. It's about enjoying God's creation. That's all for my story this time. Don't forget to share, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Bye!